wanted to highlight some of the trees and plants growing in Oakview's fruit orchard. So originally on the farm, when Oakview was an operating farm, fruits were grown closer to the plant kitchen. But today our fruit orchard is located along the park's entrance drive across from the goat pasture. Orchard products have always been important to rural farms throughout history as a source of food and also as a source of things that they can use to make medicine and other things that they would need for their daily lives on the farm. Right now it's springtime, and early spring is usually the time of pruning and fertilizing the fruit trees and plants. And as it gets later into spring, we start to see some blossoms growing that will eventually, hopefully, yield tasty fruits when it's time to harvest. So follow along as we check out and see what our fruit orchard looks like in the spring. Here we have a peach tree. And peaches were very useful on the farm. They were eaten right out of hand. They were used for canning, pickling, preserving, all sorts of good things. And it's already blossomed earlier in the spring, so right now we have some teeny tiny little baby peaches that we can get a closer look at. Peaches are known as clingstone or freestone, and that term actually just refers to how easily the flesh separates from the pit. And this is a fun fact: even though Georgia is known as the peach state, South Carolina actually produces 3 times the amount of peaches in one season that Georgia does. This here is the pawpaw tree, and the pawpaw is native to the eastern United States. And right now it has these very deep, dark maroon blossoms that we can take a closer look at. Pawpaw trees produce large edible green fruits. The fruit is fragrant and has a distinctly bright tropical flavor. You can eat them right out of your hand or puree them and add them to a smoothie, ice cream, or pies. In the past, the pawpaw was used for their medicinal properties as well. The unripened fruit juice was made into a medicine to treat internal parasites as well as ulcers. Here we have our grape arbor, which is home to a variety of muscadine grapes. And muscadines are very large, thick-skinned grapes that are native to North America. And there are really only eensy-teensy tiny little baby grapes on here right now, but let's take a closer look. The South's favorite grape is tasty, easy to grow, long-lived, beautiful, and produces big round fruit with shades, all different kinds of shades: purple, black, pink, green, red, or bronze. Muscadines begin ripening towards the end of summer. They're often eaten right off the vine and are also processed into wine, juice, or jelly. Lastly, we have our blackberries. And blackberries are difficult to trace exactly where they came from because they're found all over the globe. But we know that Native Americans throughout history would have used them for food, medicine, and also to dye animal skins. And right now they're just flowers, but pretty soon they'll hopefully become little berries, so we can take a closer look at those blooms as well. As we all know, blackberries are quite delicious and have been used to make all kinds of sweets or eaten plain for centuries, as well as being used to make wines and cordials. Blackberries and raspberries as well were actually used to make a cordial beverage to ward off dysentery, a common and deadly illness during the Civil War.